Welcome to the 2013 kickoff of our high school football coverage here on WSTY. I'm the big dog, Darrell Smith, along with Matt Greer. And once again, the immortal went on the camera, Butch Lee. You would think at some point he's got to get too old to stand up there and film, but he's still here back with us. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, Butch Lee.
World renowned.
Tonight's matchup, we're here at Strawberry Stadium. It's the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons hosting the Loranger Wolves. And Matt, St. Thomas comes in here after an impressive jamboree game with Hammond High, really shutting those Tornadoes down there.
Yeah, real stingy defense out there in Ponchatoula. St. Thomas limited Hammond to minus 11 yards of total offense. That's almost unheard of.
Well, and you know, they've got 9 players coming back on offense, only 4 on defense, so you kind of would have figured the offense would be a little ahead of the defense, but in that jamboree, it was the defense that did well. Loranger tonight coming in, and they lost a ton of players.
They did. They're having to revamp their whole system there. 22 seniors departed, so a lot of key positions needing to be filled by some up-and-comers.
Well, and also lost their big recruit to LSU, Gerald Brazil, who was their kind of all-around player there, defense, offense, special teams, big play man for them. So they'll be using kind of a two-headed monster at a quarterback this year to replace him.
Well, yeah, we saw you're going to have Blaze Shalacy, who we saw a little bit last year in mop-up duty with Brazil quarterback, and he looked good last year. He had a pretty good game last week against Hammond, throwing for 117 yards and a touchdown. You'll see a lot of him, but you'll see Ingraffia as well, who did well for Loranger when they put Brazil in the backfield and he took the reins.
Yeah, and he played some quarterback last year in different spots there when we wanted to move Brazil to wide receiver. Tailback did a good job. And we'll be back just a moment after the national anthem. Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. We have had the national anthem. Now we're about ready for kickoff. Tonight's game, Loranger versus St. Thomas, brought to you by Dixie RV Superstores, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Anthon Chiropractic Clinic, Lila Hogan, candidate for family court judge, Fast Lane Car Wash, Louisiana Ballroom Dancing, and Scott's Pharmacy. So tonight, Matt, it's our opening kickoff. What is this, our 6th year together?
Something like that.
I've let you hang around that long.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It sure is, and we'll try not to butcher any of these names tonight and bring you all the action, and hope you enjoy the broadcast. The WSTY Game of the Week. Next week, we're on the road at the Swamp in Ponchatoula, where the A-Beat Warriors invade, so that ought to be a pretty good matchup. We hope to have some really good matchups this year for you, week to week, bringing you high school football action.
A-Meat looking to get back into the playoffs this year after missing last year. Almost an anomaly.
Cox and Becerra back to receive. It's a short end-over-end kick, fielded at the 25-yard line and tackled immediately after only about a couple yards on the return. That was Magliola on the return. So St. Thomas will set up shop at the 27-yard line. It'll be first down and 10, and St. Thomas running their famous wing T offense.
Now, Coach John White loves that wing T. He runs it and runs it, and had enough, he'll run it some more. The whole thing about the wing T, that running game's got to get going to make it work.
And it will be number 13, Dylan Lee, leading the charge for the Falcons. Turns and hands off the right side, hit it immediately there by number 47. Cole Stevens on the tackle, knocked it down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. That was Haynes on the carry, but a good job by the defensive line there of Loranger.
Cole Stevens, 5'11", 205 junior. Another one of these guys that is new to that line.
And they'll give him in forward progress about 1.5 yards on the play. Look like he even stopped short of that, but they're going to mark it forward there. So it'll be second down. Let's call it 8.5. Once again, Lee under center. Going to roll to his left, looking to throw. Got a man going toward the sideline. Wide open as Bechara catches and steps out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Nice pass by Lee as he put it right over the outstretched shoulder. Brady Bechara on the reception.
Lee with a lot of air under that, but there was no one within 10 yards of Bechara. Able to just wait for it to drop into his breadbasket.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the Loranger defense missed an assignment there, but it was a beautifully choreographed play there and a nice throw and catch, and it gives them the first down of the game. 11-13 go here of the opening quarter. Opening drive for the Falcons, and they're out to their own 46. Lee gets them up to the line quickly. Turn, option left, and we have a whistle. Play is blown dead, and there was a timeout by Loranger. And you can see Coach Messina's not happy about something out there. You're not the best color man in the game for nothing. That was quite a comment on that, Matt. So the St. Thomas Falcons moving the ball quickly and seem to have Loranger back on their heels on this opening drive here. And we talked about Loranger has a host of new players coming in. They only have 7 starters returning, although 5 of them are on defense. That's a lot of new people in new positions.
It is, and it's some of the players that did return, the ones like Ingraffia, Bickham, James Vaughn, and Fonts on that offensive line. That are going to need to show that leadership and show some of these new starters coming in how this is done.
That probably would work well if they were actually on offense, but we need the defensive stars to step up. So, you got a comment for that?
Well, I'm talking about on both sides of the ball.
First down and 10 after the timeout, back on the field. Lee brings them up. He's going to option right, hands the ball off to the fullback up the middle, still pushing the pile. He'll gain about 3. Solid run there on first down. Ball out to the 48.5, maybe the 49-yard line.
Part of the strength of the St. Thomas team is their offensive line, Daryl. You got players like Reed Travis, Leighton Fugarino, Cruz Dunn. They got some pretty big boys out there. Those are all returning starters from last year.
Fake running the option left. Lee on the keeper. Nowhere as he's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Headed off by number 11, Justin Zanders, and also number 27, Dylan Vaughn. Well read by the Loranger Wolves. They played it, forced it to the outside, and it looked like Lee had intentions of keeping it the whole time. Never looked at his pitch man.
Well, there goes one of your returning starters from the defense, Vaughn, linebacker, talking to the Loranger coaching staff before the game. The defensive line is kind of, they're really young, and they're going to platoon a lot of players in and out. So nothing really solid on that defensive line. You're going to see a lot of faces in and out.
Third down and 7. Single coverage on the top of your screen, and the quarterback slips and goes down is Lee. So that will bring up fourth down in a punting situation. So a little bit of a break there for the Loranger Wolves, although it looked like they had the coverage downfield was pretty good. I don't know Lee would have been able to do with it anyway, but it's going to be forced to punt after he slips. Now, it's a beautiful field out here. Trust me, there's no mud, no nothing. So that was just a misstep back there by Lee, and now they'll be forced to punt. Bleakley on the punt. High, short punt. Hits and takes a St. Thomas bounce inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line, where Loranger will get it for the first time with 9:12 to go here in the opening quarter. It will be Loranger football, and we'll get to see, Matt, what kind of offense they're going to have this year. They're going to come out kind of no huddle, spread the ball. Not your true wide-open offense. They tweaked it a little bit to fit their personnel, but this will be interesting to see what they're going to run this year. Coming out in a 4-wide receiver set, single-back offense.
I believe that's going to be Ingraffia back there first.
Ingraffia, number 5, running the option. Pitch to the outside.
There's a flag.
Cody James finally gets knocked out of bounds, but we've got a flag back in the area of holding. It would have been a 15-yard gain.
Cody James, one of the big keys in that win in the Jamboree last week. When Loranger beat Springfield 27-14. James with 71 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Holding against Loranger, so that's going to back them up.
And that's a shame because James had that corner. He clear sailing. The hold was not necessary.
Backs him up 10 yards. It'll be 1st down and 20, so not the start that Coach Messina wanted after his defense, after giving up a 1st down, stopped the Falcons, but they all have the football. 1st down and 20, now backed up to their own 21-yard line.
And if you look in the middle of that St. Thomas defensive line, you see twin towers in there. Edwin Alexander, first-team All-District, and Jalen Bickham, both of them go 6'4", 300 apiece.
And Alexander only a sophomore. Pressure on, pass over the outstretched arms of the receiver intended for Dylan Corbin, and Graffia just a bit high on the pass. Bickham and Alexander, you said 6'4", over 300 pounds, and both sophomores.
That's scary.
So that looks good for this defense for the Falcons in the future. Next couple of years, they should be really strong. And like you said, shut down Hammond High in the Jamboree, held them to minus 11 yards. And we know that Hammond's got a pretty good running game. So we've got a delay right now as they try to get the clock working. And we'll take a short break while they fix the clock. And the brand new scoreboard for the Lions having a little trouble, but they've got it reset now. 9:04 to go in the opening quarter, and it will be 2nd down and 20 after the incomplete pass. And Graffia from the shotgun, 2 receivers each side. Man comes in motion, and they're going to get a offsides call there. That was Bickham trying to get the jump on the count and got into that neutral zone. Oh, was pulled offside, so that's going to back him up 5.
I think that receiver at the top, Corey Foster, he moved first and induced that.
Induced. Listening to you. You've been studying your thesaurus, haven't you? Like I said before, not the best in the game for nothing there, pal. 2nd down and 25 now, and just shooting themselves in the foot this first series.
And is that Blaze Shalacy into the game now?
2 backs in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run here, try to get some. He's going to throw a quick little out pattern intended for Ingraffia. Caught upfield to 25, knocked out at the 30-yard line, so big gainer there.
That was Shalacy in the quarterback.
Picks up 17 on the pass to Ingraffia with Shalacy.
And Shalacy took a shot, but he got the ball delivered.
It'll be 3rd down now and about 7, so a manageable 3rd down. Shalacy stays in at quarterback. And Graffia lined in the slot. 2 backs in the backfield, 3 receiver set.
It's like there's a little confusion out there.
Maybe making a change there. Shalacy barks it out. Now he's stopping back, looking to throw. Now he's a little bit pressured. Rolled it out to his right. Nobody to throw to it. He'll be knocked out of bounds. Might have got a yard. It'll be 4th down.
Good coverage by St. Thomas. Shalacy did the smart thing. He had to eat it instead of trying to force that ball in there and risk a turnover.
Well, the problem is when you roll to the short side of the field, he only had 1 receiver to the near side, so he only had 1 option, and he was well covered, so he just had to tuck it under and run. Didn't make a mistake there, and they'll be forced to punt it away. So both teams not getting much done here in the opening quarter. 8:50 to go.
This is Cody Smith, the punter for Loranger.
Whistle blows dead. And there is a timeout by St. Thomas, and we heard the coaching staff yelling 12 men on the field, so a wise timeout to avoid a penalty. And we'll take a break while they huddle up and figure it out. Dantzler stands at his own 38-yard line awaiting the punt. Smith gets it. Pressured high, but he gets a high, short kick. It's going to hit and pretty much go dead right at the spot. And Loranger covers it. They're trying to say that St. Thomas touched it. And they did touch it, so a big mistake there by the Falcons.
You got to get out of the way of that thing.
And there is a code that deep back yells when it's a sharp punt to make sure that they know to get out the way. And obviously either he didn't hear it or didn't remember it because he jumped in and it touched him. And Loranger, with the first turnover of the football game, has it 1st down and 10 at the St. Thomas 44-yard line.
Maybe there was too much crowd noise. That's what you're saying.
Staying with Shalacy at quarterback. Swing pass to the outside to the running back. Blockers out front. Makes a nice cut back inside. Breaks a tackle. He's at the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Cody James on the reception. Jersey was kind of bunched up. I couldn't make out the 8, but it was Cody James and a big hitter down to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, James able to slip a couple of tackles there, get some good yardage.
Well, that's one of those safe little passes that your quarterback can throw, just a little swing pass, and he made a nice cut back against the grain and made a big play out of it. Inside the 30, it's 1st and 10. Pitch to James, cuts back left. Able to pick up 4 yards. It looked like St. Thomas had that play stopped to the outside, but a nice cut by James to pick up positive yardage on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball is the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Messina's got a pretty good running back here, James.
Made a couple of good plays, 2 in a row. Under 8 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. And Loranger trying to capitalize on the first turnover of the game. Shalacy now under center, 2-back set, offset eye. Drops, looking to throw. He's going to be pressured. Rolls to his left, throws the ball late, got a man open. Almost picked off, but incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Difficult throw, trying to throw across his body.
Well, it's one of those things, a right-handed quarterback roll to the left, you've got to turn and square the shoulders, and as you said, a difficult throw. And we've seen many a quarterback, good and bad, that can't make that throw. The dangers of rolling out. So Shalacy now on 3rd down.
St. Thomas getting pretty good penetration at the line.
Snap, here comes the pressure, gets it away, throws it up for grabs, but caught by his man, mistimed by number 4. Cameron Dantzler had an easy shot at the interception, mistimed his jump, and they were able to complete it. I believe once again that was Cody James who came down with it.
In traffic.
And it is 1st down and goal from the 9.
3 Falcons around him. He went up and got it.
It was an ill-advised throw. Should have been picked off, but nevertheless, it's 1st down and goal. A good break there for Shalacy and the Wolves. So Shalacy giving them a spark at quarterback. I formation, James a deep back. They hand it off to the fullback, maybe a couple.
Just a quick handoff right into the guts of that St. Thomas defense.
Gain of 1 yard on the play.
Darryl, this is the 6th straight year St. Thomas and Loranger have played. Loranger winning 4 out of those 6 and the last 3.
Now Loranger coming off a 3 years in a row making the playoffs, trying to regroup and make it that 4th year, and this is the first step. Quick pitch to James, and he fumbles the ball, falls back on it, then he fumbles it again. Let's see who comes up with it. I think St. Thomas has it, and they do. So after getting the break on the special teams play, James coughs it up and turns it over, and it belongs to the Falcons at their own 18-yard line.
Now the right side of that Falcon line crashed in on that play and actually pushed a blocker back into James, which caused him to fumble. And instead of falling on the football, he tried to pick it up. St. Thomas football.
Had he fell on it, it could have been a field goal for opportunity, and we've got a timeout on the field. After the recovery by DePhillips, St. Thomas has it 1st and 10. Handoff to the left side. Becerra gets out to the 19. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. They tried to power sweep to the left. Did not get much. Good job out there by the Loranger linebacker. Brings up 2nd down. We're going to call it 8, but it's a long 8.
much different game this year we're seeing from this little mini rivalry they have going here. We actually covered this game last year in Loranger in Week 5. Well, Loranger won that game 39-17.
Lee drops the throw, being forced to the outside. Got a man deep. Into the arms and a catch out there by number 7. Wow. Luke Bleakley laid out for the football. Not bad coverage there by number 10, Damon Abram, but I think he grabbed hold of him at the last minute. That's why the flag is on the field. Let's make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's against Loranger. That's a big reception down to the 40. Nice throw by Dylan Lee on the run.
That's one of the better catches you'll see. This flag will be declined.
Well, Bleakley had got behind him. Laid out for the football. The penalty is against Loranger. It will be declined, and it will be first down and 10 at the 40. 5:38 to go in the opening quarter. St. Thomas on the move. 2 receivers way down at the bottom of your screen. Looking to throw. Got a crossing pattern high and behind, intended for Bleakley.
Going after Bleakley again after you made that acrobatic catch.
Well, he made a nice move to get open across the middle, but the pass just high and behind him. There was no way he could come down with it. So it'll be second down and 10. Lee come to the sideline to talk to Coach White. Goes back out with the play.
St. Thomas part of this new revamped, if you would say, 8-2A district, Darrell, where they put Archbishop Hannon and Mount Hermon into this district.
Option left, got players out front, but the quarterback and the running back too close together. He wanted to pitch, but there's no way he could.
Lee making a smart decision there not to pitch it.
Haynes has got to get further out. If his quarterback's coming out, he's got to keep going out, and he cut it upfield when he got ready to pitch. There was no space there, so only a gain of 2 on the play. Looked like it could have went for a lot more there, but bad spacing by the St. Thomas Aquinas offense on that play, and it'll bring up third down and 8 from the 38-yard line of the Wolves. Lee looking to throw, swings it to the outside. Pass completed to Haynes, makes one move, picks up about 3 and knocked down at the 35. So probably a fourth down situation here where Coach White's got to think about going for it here. Fourth down and about 5, but they're at the 35. Too close to punt, too far to kick.
Kind of in that no man's land.
And it will be Lee coming back out on the field. So 4.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, and we have a fourth down play for the home Falcons as they try to get on the scoreboard first. Bleakley lined up to the bottom of your screen, man-to-man coverage. Lee gets a play from the sideline, barks out the signals. Looked like a little movement there, but I didn't see any flags. It's a handoff off the right side, and they've got the first down on a quick hitter. And you can see Coach Messina not happy over there. It looked like the right side of that line moved a little bit early.
Yep.
But no flag on the play, and it will be a first down at the 28-yard line. So St. Thomas goes for it on fourth down, picks up 7, and has a new set of downs.
And went to the run last week in the Jamboree. Loranger played the pass pretty well, but they gave up 183 rush yards to Springfield, so that was where they were vulnerable. They're missing
and another timeout.
Remember Michael Blackburn from last year.
Another timeout there by the Falcons as they were in state of confusion out there. As you see, Coach White has them out on the sideline there, and just, those first game jitters. You played a Jamboree, but this is that first game, and better to take the timeout, especially in the first half.
Sure.
Because you can't take it with you to the second half, so he quickly takes the first half. Even though we're only halfway through the first quarter, he'll have one timeout left, but you got to try to get a score here because you want to jump out first in a game that looks like, both offenses are a little shaky right now. So they want to try to get on this scoreboard first.
Well, you had the jamboree last week, but, the kids know that really doesn't count. It's like a warm-up, so it's not as intense as a game like this, where this is the real deal. You're going to play 4 quarters, and you're going to have some mistakes. Well, kind of like when we cover our first game, when you make all the mistakes, and, then you get going later.
Oh, absolutely. And that opening game, that 1-0 just sticks in your mind. We're going to have a good year. 0-1. Oh, not this.
Yeah.
So it's a big mental thing in week 1. Turn, hands the ball off to Haynes off the left side, running through tacklers, picks up about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Well, there's that running game. Now, if they can get that working, they'll take that 5-6 yards every play.
Dylan Vaughn on the tackle, and you're right. And in past years, St. Thomas, there were times where they didn't hardly throw at all. They like to run the football. So if they can get that running game going, that's right in their wheelhouse. 3:12 to go, opening quarter, 2nd down and 5. Ball at about the 23-yard line. Haynes again off the right side, and not much there. He's hit at the line of scrimmage once again. That was 27. Dylan Vaughn on the tackle. Gain of about a half a yard. We'll call it 3rd down and 4.
Haynes only a sophomore. He looks to be a pretty big kid. They don't have size and weight on St. Thomas in that program.
Coach White very unhappy down on the sideline. Obviously somebody missed an assignment down there. And when you've got this many players returning on offense, 9, you expect to execute a little better. Yeah. Lee, flag down.
Well, this is what Coach White was talking about last week.
It's going to be an illegal procedure, I believe, against the offense. That'll back them up 5.
St. Thomas won the game last week 13-0. Both touchdowns were scored off of turnovers. But St. Thomas drove deep into Hammond High territory at least 3 times and came up with nothing. Not that they turned the ball over. They did protect the ball, but it was penalties and lack of execution on the offensive plays, and the drive stalled.
And, talking about the Hammond High Tornadoes in an awkward situation this year, their head coach, just weeks before the fall practice starts, is vacated. He goes into an administrative role, and they have to bring somebody in, and that's a tough job for the Tors this year. Lee rolling left, squares his body, throws it, picked off at the 13-yard line, and ill-advised throw.
Cody Smith, I believe.
And it was number 7, Cody Smith on the interception, so a bad decision there by Lee. Talking about Hammond High, they play at South Pike tonight and then travel to West Monroe. They have a brutal schedule this year.
They do.
And once again, Loranger in that district with Independence and A-Mead. A-Mead looks to be more improved this year. Independence got thumped last night in their opening game.
That was over at Capitol.
But we've seen the Tigers come out and lose a couple there because they play good competition early, and then come district time, it's always there. So,
arguably that 8-3-8 district's one of the best districts in the state, and uncharacteristically, you saw Independence and they not make the playoffs last year. Loranger shared the district championship with Bogalusa, and Sumner went to the playoffs.
Ingraffia, keeper on the left. He's got the 1st down and more, brought down at the 29-yard line, so about a 15-yard gain there on just a quarterback keeper off the left side. Nobody ever came up to make him, force him to pitch the football. No huddle once again for the Wolves.
Pretty even from what we're seeing. We've seen 2 penetrations by each team into the other's territory, and to each swapping turnovers.
No score opening quarter, 2 minutes to go. And we have had 2 turnovers in the game, 1 by each side. So nevertheless, a pretty even game at this point. Kind of like the Boxers feeling themselves out in this opening round. Pass across the middle, got a man wide open. Nice one-handed catch out to midfield.
That number's kind of bunched up.
I believe it's number 9, Jalen James.
Jalen James, 5'11", 175, senior.
Yeah, we called his names a few times last year from that receiver spot. And they pick up their 2nd 1st down on consecutive plays. Quarterback keeper this time runs into his own man and then met by a couple of Falcons, dropping for a 2-yard loss.
The right side of that Falcon defense plugged it up pretty good. There was nowhere to go.
Yeah, number 33, Jonah Molaire on the tackle. Senior inside linebacker for the Falcons. It'll be second down. We'll call it 11. James the lone setback. Trip receivers to the bottom of your screen.
Blitz.
Fumble on the ground and wisely just falling on. So the senior leadership of Ingraffia just falling on the football, lived to play another down. But once again, after a couple of first downs, it looks like this drive stalling out near midfield. It's going to be 3rd down and 17.
That was Molaire again coming in on a middle blitz.
Jalen Bickham hustles off the field. Trip receivers to the bottom of your screen. Man-to-man coverage at the top. Trying to run the outside. It's a little center screen there intended for James. Incomplete, and it will be forced to punt the football. Clock stopped 11 seconds to go in this opening quarter.
Well, if there's any good news for Loranger, they were able to get it out of their own red zone and bring it out towards midfield so they can change the field position a little bit.
Now let's see what kind of punt they can get away here. Although they are in offensive formation, but I would imagine this will be kind of a pooch kick, you would think. No, they're going to go for it. On 4th and 15.
He's there.
And he completes it. What a gutsy call by Coach Messina here, holding nothing back.
That's DeAndre Bickham on the reception.
Bickham, another guy that we've called his name out quite a bit last year. So on 4th and 15, Coach Messina rolls the dice and comes up with a 7 and a winner. 1st down and 10 down to the 38-yard line of the Falcons, and that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. We have no score, but the Wolves on the move. Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. We reverse ends of the field. It will be 1st down and 10 for the Wolves, going from our right to your left. Wolves in the white uniforms, and Graffia takes the handoff, hands it off to James. He picks up about 3 on the play. Nice tackle out there by number 4, which is Dantzler.
I'm impressed with James. He's a good-looking running back. Number 28 out there.
Kind of going to a little bit of a sugar huddle there, only in there for a quick second. They're trying to keep this pace up, see if they can wear down this St. Thomas defense.
Well, Coach Messina said that. He said that they knew they were going to have to contend with St. Thomas's size, but he knew they were quicker. So they're trying to use their athleticism to wear down that St. Thomas defense.
Trip receivers to the bottom. James the lone setback with Ingraffia. Fakes it, Ingraffia comes left, and he's met with pressure in the backfield and dropped by number 48 for St. Thomas. That's Andrew Killebrew. Senior linebacker back there stops him for no gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. Ball resting just outside the 35-yard line of the Falcons.
Falcons not fooled at all on that.
Well, that play looked dysfunctional from the very beginning, not very smooth coming out of there. 3rd down. Sticking with Ingraffia. Drops back, decent protection, rolls right. Now the pressure comes. The ball's knocked loose, and the Falcons have it. Another turnover by the Wolves. See if we can get the number here. That's 33 again for St. Thomas.
Molaire.
That's Molaire with the turnover and stops the drive. So once again, penetration into the other team's territory, but you come up short.
It appeared that when Ingraffia went to get that corner, he started to pump his arms and out the ball popped.
Hold up. They must have had a flag on the play. We see the referee waving his arm. They must be calling that one off. And there's a timeout on the field for Loranger. And actually,
they send the defense back?
The defense is back out. Maybe I don't know what they could have called there.
Are they saying that Ingraffia tried to do an underhanded pass?
I am not sure what they're calling that, but they
Could
definitely
be
sent
that.
I can't see. I mean, I didn't see it at all. Looked like the guy poked it out from behind when he was running with it, but maybe he was waving it off, called it an incomplete pass. But that is exactly the case, as the defense is back on the field for the Falcons. So what we thought would have been the second turnover there is actually just an incomplete pass, and they will have it 4th down and 7 in a down where they got to go for it here. Once again, at that same thing St. Thomas had from the 35-yard line. Wow, what a difference a play makes, huh?
Yeah, that's all I can figure is he tried to underhand that thing to someone, and maybe it was an ineligible receiver if he hit a lineman with it.
No, because there's no penalty on the play. They just called it an incomplete pass, so with 10:32 to go, they'll have it on 4th down and 7 from the 35. And Graffia fakes left. James picks up. Now he's going to be pressured. He's going to run left. 4 Falcons chasing him, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 30. Did not get the first down, so they will turn it over on down. So a good job by the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons defense of not hanging their head after not getting the turnover, and they'll get the football back.
That was Andrew Killebrew again, cut the right angle to cut Ingraffia off and not allow him to get that first down.
Well, there was a jailbreak up the middle, and 3 of the linemen were chasing him, and Killebrew from that linebacker spot just took, like you said, the right angle, forced him out of bounds at the 30, and the Falcons will get the football back. 10:23 to go here in the second quarter. We have no score. The WSTY Game of the Week here on Channel 22. I'm the big dog, Darrell Smith, along with my co-partner here, Matt Greer, calling tonight's action, the Round Mound of Sound. First time I get to use that this year.
Won't
and
be last.
Our cameraman, the immortal one, Mr. Butch Lee. Immortal's just a nice way of saying he's old. Lee drops back, hands off the left side to Becerra. He'll head it upfield, pick up a couple. Becerra only a sophomore.
That's what I thought. I think we met his dad at the award ceremony last year. And, he talked about his son playing football, and I believe he did tell us last year as a freshman. Here he is playing varsity.
I think his dad is the principal over at St. Thomas Aquinas. Inside handoff. Gain of about 4. It'll bring him a 3rd and short. That's Haynes on the carry. Tackle made by number 11 for Loranger, Justin Zanders. So 3rd down and 3. They must reach the 40-yard line to get a first down. Clock continues to tick here. And a lot of back and forth action between the 20s.
Yep, not a lot of points lighting up that new scoreboard.
Once again, looked like there was movement and no flag. Lee pass completed to Becerra, I believe, forced out of bounds by DeAndre Bickham.
I'm seeing the same thing you're seeing. I'm seeing movement on both sides.
Looked like the running back move and the right tackle pulled out quickly, and no flags. Once again, it is the first game for the officials also.
Sure. And we haven't seen many flags in this game.
Now, we are getting a little older, so maybe our eyesight's failing, but it sure looked like they moved. I'd ask Butch, but you know his is shot.
I think we're all seeing the same thing, so.
First down and 10, ball at the 41-yard line. Bunch formation. Haynes off the right side, cuts back to the middle, spins across the 45 out to the 48. Nice play on first down. Good running by Haynes.
Get about 7 there.
Tackle made by Bickham.
DeAndre Bickham, a returning defensive back. All-State honorable mention last year.
Bickham trying to be one of the leaders of this defense. Right now bending a little bit. Here they come with Haynes again off the right side. He's hit it to 50, powers forward, picks up the first down inside Wolf territory down to the 47-yard line.
Power football.
Well, sometimes you come out and you have in your mind you want to do things, and then sometimes you just got to do what's working. I'll never forget famous head coach from Hammond High, Oscar Laupin. He would run it until they stopped it. You'd see him call the same play 4 or 5 times in a row until it got stopped. Once again, same formation. They're going to turn and power football. He breaks the outside, cut back inside. He's going to be close to the first down. Looked like if he'd have went outside, if he could have had a burst, maybe could have got the corner, but chose to cut it back upfield and get that first down.
He's going to have it.
You know, and sometimes as a running back, you just got to keep hitting, then you get the big play. Some running backs, a la Reggie Bush, go for the big play every down and hurt you. So good job there by Haynes, just putting his head down, getting close to the first down. It'll be 2.5 yards. Let's see if they keep running it or take a shot here.
I think Loranger's going to take a timeout, or they're moving the sticks.
Now they're going to move the sticks and change it to first down, so they give them the first down to the 37-yard line.
The running game really starting to get cranked up in this wing T offense.
Same formation. Let's see if they come right. They do to Haynes. This time some penetration upfield. That was number 7 for Loranger, Cody Smith, who got in there and disrupted the play. This time they stop him after a yard gain.
Now this is what Coach Smith likes to do.
Well,
Coach White likes to do. Left, right, and then
4 times in a row, the same exact play, and then finally they stop it. So now we'll see him
start
change.
cheating. He'll try to burn you over the top.
2nd down and 9. Different formation this time. 2 backs in the backfield. This is Cox to the left side. Not much there.
Cody Smith on the tackle.
Smith again on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Smith stood his ground and just made a good, solid tackle there.
So once again, here we are at that 35-yard line.
Yeah.
I mean, they have, and for some reason, if they pass here and incomplete, it would be the 3rd time we've had a 4th down from the 35-yard line. It's kind of weird how these things happen. 6:31 to go, no score. St. Thomas 3rd down from the Loranger 35. Dropping the throw. Lee's got time. Now he's hit from the backside. Ball's loose. Loranger's got first shot at it. Miss it. Now he'll fall on it.
Get it.
And they will have the football at the 40-yard line. Recovery made by number 27, Dylan Vaughn. And right there, just a case of not getting rid of the football quick enough. Good coverage downfield. Instead of unloading it out of bounds and getting rid of it, got hit from the blind side and lost the football. And Loranger with a big break.
I didn't catch the number of the end coming in that hit Lee on the blind side. Lee took a shot.
Well, and not only that, but he did a good legal hit. Didn't lower his head.
Right.
Didn't go for the quarterback's head. And just goes to show you can make good hits without being illegal hits. And they get the football in a turnover, and now they'll take a timeout. 1st and 10 after the timeout.
Well, if you like defense, you come to the right place.
Shalacy from the shotgun, being pressured from behind, feels the pressure, rolls out, but he's going to be sacked. Fumbles the football, and it looks like Loranger picks it up. He actually gains 5 yards on the fumble. Let me tell you something, though. I could not get the number of the player from St. Thomas who reached his hand out and knew he was going to be a horse collar if he pulled him down and let him go. And the next man got him. So that was a good move there by Trevor DePhillips. I'm sorry, not Trevor DePhillips. Haynes Perilou there for St. Thomas. Just a smart football play. Got a player down. It's number 18 for St. Thomas, and they'll tend to him. That's Jesse Hester. So after the fumble recovery, they actually gain a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. They're going to run left, pitch the ball late. James on the carry will pick up a couple. Back to Ingraffia at quarterback. He pitched it to James.
And this is what they said we'd see. You'd see about even snaps out of Ingraffia and Shalacy.
Well, the one thing about Ingraffia, he's going to be on the field one way or the other, where he's at receiver or quarterback. So 3rd down and 7 from the 37. Ingraffia and James in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side of the line. Ingraffia drops the throw. Throws it deep into coverage, picked off. He just threw that one up for grabs. I believe that's Magliola that picked it off at the 14-yard line. Needless to say, it's as good as a punt and pins it back deep, but another turnover. So a turnover-filled first half here, and we have no score. Loranger and St. Thomas with 5:15 to go here in the opening quarter. And if you're both coaches in at halftime, you're going to have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Defensive coaches are going to be fairly pleased. I'm sure Coach Bolton, who's a DC over here at St. Thomas now, should be fairly pleased with his defense.
Well, you know, the thing about it is the offensive has moved the ball. They just haven't scored. So
it's been like a bend, don't break defense.
St. Thomas backed up. Lee turns and hands the football off, and he is swarmed under, led by number 27, Dylan Vaughn, and they'll drop him for about a 4-yard loss.
You just said Vaughn a bunch. You'll say it some more. One of the leaders on this Loranger defense.
Be 2nd down and 14 from the 11. Inside handoff to, I believe, Becerra, nowhere to go. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. And just notice for the first time that the play clocks are not working here at Southeastern, so they must be keeping the time on the field for the plays. No delay of game calls, though, but, you know, you kind of get used to working with those.
Yeah, St. Thomas in a hole here.
3rd down and 15, and you really don't want to be punting out your end zone. Let's just see if they try to get something to give themselves a little bit of room. And that's what they're going to do is they turn and hand off, but the Wolves read it perfectly, dropped at the line of scrimmage. Number 42, Keenan Curry. And Becerra stopped for no gain, and now the ever-dangerous punt from the end zone. Over all the years we've done this, this has been one of those plays because it's not always the punter, it's a lot of times the snapper here. They get a little nervous back there, and we got to throw it back into the paint back there.
Blakely doing the punting.
I think it's Cruz Dunn who will be doing the deep snap.
They're short a player.
And St. Thomas takes, I believe, their final timeout, no matter what the scoreboard says. That's their 3rd of the game.
Yep, they were short a player on the field.
Bickham, big play guy on special teams last year for the Wolves, stands at the Falcon 45-yard line, so ought to come out of this with pretty good field position. Good snap, gets the punt away, nice spiraling kick. Bickham fair catches at the 39-yard line, and we get a late flag there.
I believe the Loranger player hit the St. Thomas player in the back, right in front of the official.
And the crazy thing is he had called for a fair catch, so they're not going anywhere anyway, but he didn't know that, and that'll back him up if that is the call. And they're going to wave off the flag, so no penalty, so it will be at the 38-yard line. So Loranger with 3:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Great field position, trying to notch something on this scoreboard here. We've had no scoring in this football game in the first half. Some good ball movement, some decent defense, and a few turnovers, and we've got goose eggs on both sides.
Shalacy in at quarterback.
Shalacy throws to the outside, low throw.
I think he caught it.
And let's see, the official is going to say it's a catch, gain of about 4, so it'll be 2nd down and 6.
Shalacy's got a good arm. We saw that last year. displaying it there. Just fired a bullet.
That one low where his man was the only person who could catch it, although he couldn't. He had to go down one knee to get it, so he wasn't going to advance it any. Time ticking under 2:50. Wolves taking their time. Shalacy on 2nd down and 6. Here comes the blitz. Shalacy rolls right, looking to throw. Got a man open. Throws it high and out of bounds. Had a man open at about the 17-yard line on the sideline, but couldn't get the throw down. And that's one of those things. When you're rolling to your strong side and you're throwing on the run, the ball has a tendency to sail on you. And he sailed that one out of bounds, stopping the clock at 2:30. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Let's put a little bit too much mustard on it.
Kind of like you do on the 8 hot dogs that you'll eat at halftime. A little too much mustard. Two backs in the backfield. A little bit of confusion there. Shalacy from the shotgun. Max protection, looking to throw. Got a man wide open as the defender fell down, and it looked like that time the receiver stopped running, which caused the pass to be a little bit off his hands to the outside. So
Shalacy threw the ball to a point where his receiver was supposed to be, and the receiver did not get there in time.
Just kind of turned. He threw it before he made his break, and then he turned and kind of stopped and then tried to start again, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So it will be 4th down, 2:25 to go here. So this great field position all comes to, once again, a 4th down from about the 35-yard line. 4th and 6. Good protection this time. Got a man over the middle, underthrown, picked off by number 5. James Cox, and brings it back out to the 43-yard line. And once again, you saw St. Thomas only rush 3 and just drop everybody back into coverage, and Shalacy threw the pick. And so 2 minutes and 15 seconds for the St. Thomas offense, and they have it at their own 42-yard line. So another turnover.
Now, there was a lot of DBs back there. St. Thomas sitting back there playing center field, just waiting for the ball to be delivered, and jumped it.
Well, what's Loranger is having to keep 2 backs in the backfield to help block. They've only got, a few receivers out in the pattern. And when you drop 6, it's pretty easy coverage. Dylan Lee rolling left. Here comes the pressure by the Wolves. Lee's going to keep it and run out of bounds at the 47, and we're going to get a late hit. And what a mental error there by Loranger. Clock's in your favor, field position, and you're just going to give them 15 yards. 2:08 to go here.
Pretty blatant.
Personal foul against, and I didn't get the number of who did it. Nevertheless, they'll mark this off, and they'll be down around the 40 or the 38-yard line, I believe, of the Wolves. So a chance now for St. Thomas to get on the scoreboard.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Ball at the 39-yard line. 1st down and 10, 2:08 to go here. Lee hurries to the line quickly. Fakes the run, rolls right, pressure coming, throws it off, wobbly pass, man wide open. Caught by Blakely, dives,
He's in.
Touchdown.
He's in.
The ball came loose, but he hit the pylon on the way down, and that's a touchdown, and caught sleeping. So now, how costly is that out-of-bounds personal foul call on your defense?
I believe that's what Coach Messina is telling his people at this point. Blakely very heads up, knew he was about to be tackled and laid out, and all he had to do was touch the pylon with that football, and it's going to be 6.
And even though the ball came loose when he hit the ground, once he touched the pylon, play over, touchdown, and the Falcons lead it 6-0.
First blood by the Falcons.
Becerra to kick the extra point. So it took us to this point to get our first score, but St. Thomas leads it 7-0 as it went end over end and went through, but it wasn't by much.
It took a while to get there.
So St. Thomas jumps up 7-0. So our first score of the game in the WSTY Game of the Week, St. Thomas up 7-0 over Loranger. Tonight's game brought to you by Dixie RV Superstores, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Anthon's Chiropractic Clinic, Lala Hogan, Family Court Judge Candidate, Fast Lane Car Wash, Louisiana Ballroom Dancing, and Scott's Pharmacy.
And don't forget, later to come in this game, we'll have the S&S Player of the Game.
We are looking at that. Fumbled at the 12, picked up and returned. Pretty good coverage down there, but now he's going to get to the outside. That's in Graffia all the way out to the 35, turns the corner out at the 41-yard line, but good field position with 1:47 to go. And it just looked like St. Thomas had 5 guys around the football, and Graffia just outran everybody.
And Graffia's a good runner. We've seen that in the past. He got stripped right there at the sideline. Fortunately for Loranger, the ball went out of bounds.
Well, they have it at the 42 with 1:47 to go, down 7. Let's see how Coach Sammy plays this here.
Coach Sammy in his 12th year at Loranger High School.
An institution, we should say now.
61-49 record.
He's got to be, between him and Coach Corona, 2 of the longevity people except for Coach Career in Kentwood.
Yep. And he's about to catch his brother.
James to the right, still on his feet, but he is sacked way back at about the 34-yard line. Cannot say anything about the effort by James, but he just kept backing up and losing yards. Every time he got hit, he'd bounce off and lose 2 more yards. So now with the clock moving 1:20, you see Loranger slowing down a little bit. James' helmet went off, so he'll have to go to the sideline.
Coach Sammy Messina, these last 3 years for Loranger have been very productive. 27-8, 3 playoff appearances, and a co-district championship last year where they tied Bugaloosa in 8-3A. Beat Kaplan in the first round and eventually lost to Jennings in the regionals 20-19.
In a heartbreaker. This time they hand it off again, but the running back runs into the quarterback, so nothing there. I believe that was Bickham on the carry. So now 3rd down and 7, 45 and ticking. So unless they take a shot deep here.
On the other side of the ball, you got Coach White, and this is his 8th year here at St. Thomas.
Coach White also was the girls' basketball coach who won a state championship last year and then gave up the reins and said he's going to concentrate strictly on football.
Well, St. Thomas did go to the playoffs last year in 8-2A. They lost in the first round to Sterlington in a shootout, 49-42.
When they snap it, there'll be under 10 seconds to go here. Once again, they're going to hand it off. So Loranger obviously just happy to go in at halftime, only down 7. And that takes us to the end of the first half.
Not going to be a pleasant locker room, I can guarantee you that.
St. Thomas 7, Loranger 0.
You're watching WSTY TV, Channel 23, Hammond, Ponchatoula.
Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. Back to start the second half. It will be the Loranger Wolves receiving, trailing 7-0, and this is the WSTY Game of the Week. It is Loranger here at Strawberry Stadium taking on the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons, and a first half full of a lot of moving the football and a lot of turnovers, but St. Thomas scored with 2 minutes left, and now a squib kick fielded by number 7, Cody Smith. Takes the ball, gets a block, turns to the outside. He's across the 50, out to the 40, turns it down the field, cuts back inside the 20. He's going to score.
Good cut.
So what Loranger couldn't do the whole first half, they do on the opening kickoff of the second half, and they will have a chance to tie the game. 11:46, so 14 seconds, and he took it to the house. And what a big boost coming out at halftime. That was Cody Smith, the linebacker.
And that was Jalen James with the big block to spring him around that side.
Wow, you come out and do kind of a squib kick to avoid the big run back. Excuse me, and all of a sudden you get the big run back. So big extra point here for the Wolves with a chance to tie.
That's Shalacy, the holder.
And it's a good kick, and it's up and through. And that was number 19 on the kick, Carson Reed, who ties it up at 7 here on the opening play of the third quarter. So, you know, at halftime we were talking about a little lackluster first half, not a lot going on, and all of a sudden here in the first play of the second half, they score, and a little excitement into Strawberry Stadium and a little excitement into this 2013 high school season.
Yeah. Needed something to wake us up. Reed kicking the extra point there, freshman.
So 7-7 your score as Loranger strikes first to start the second half. So the magic of Sammy Messina at halftime, he gets them fired up and comes out and gets a big play out of his team.
I was riding the elevator down with some of the Loranger coaches, and I can tell you that locker room was probably not very pleasant.
Well, when you've got a team like this where you're not returning a lot of players, you got new players, and even though a lot of them have been around, they've never been in that position to be the guy, you know, and now all of a sudden you've got to find your way around, and right there the big play is giving them some momentum.
That may be the spark to get Loranger going. Loranger with a pretty tough schedule to start the season, Darryl. They're playing St. Thomas here tonight. They've got Riverside, Kentwood, St. Michael, and Walker before they get into the 8-3A district, which we know is tough.
Keenan Curry to kick it off from the 40-yard line. Angle kick to the outside. This one is fielded. And looked like Cox looked like he could have stepped out, but he stayed in bounds. It gets it out near the 20-yard line, and it will be first down and 10. Looked like he could have let it went out of bounds and would have had it out to the 35-yard line. So not sure why he fielded it on that sideline like that. But it will be first down and 10 from the 20 for St. Thomas. So after scoring late to take the lead and all the momentum into the half, they come out and give up the kick return to start the second half. So we're back tied at 7. So back to square one here.
Yep.
Lee from under center, turns, rolls left. Pressure coming. As they force him to the outside, he's going to throw this one away wisely.
Yeah, nothing there.
Gets hit as he goes out of bounds there by number 27 for Loranger, Dylan Vaughn.
Legal hit.
Vaughn putting on the pursuit, chased him out of bounds. Incompletion will bring up second down and 10. 11:34 to go here in the third quarter.
Again, you got that quarterback rolling out to his offside, trying to throw across his body. That's difficult.
And we see Vaughn there with his own man trying to stretch out a little bit. And this is something we see a lot of times. There's a flag on the play.
Well, Coach Messina had alluded to that when he said that, here you go, the first game of the year where you're actually going to play 4 quarters of football. Conditioning is going to play a role in this game. And still hot out there. This is where you're going to start seeing some cramps.
And I'm kind of curious here because it was first down from the 20 and they marked it off 12 yards. I know they did it from the spot of the foul, but you can only go half the distance. So they have to mark it back. I believe to the 10-yard line would be all you can go.
And I think you're
unless you had, let's see what the guy, never saw him make the call.
I didn't either.
I don't understand this one. Never thought you could go more than half the distance to the goal.
The Loranger coaching staff out on the field screaming.
He moves the ball back to the 9-yard line. First down.
They hand it off the left side, trying to bounce to the outside. I believe that's Haynes, but he's hitting the backfield. McGee in on the tackle.
Loranger defenders trying to strip that football.
Bickham and McGee get in the backfield there, and they drop him for a couple-yard loss. Now they're back all the way to the 7-yard line. So Loranger coming out fired up here in the third quarter. It will be second down and 22. Call it 23. So if Loranger can hold them here after they scored an opening kickoff, would get the football back in pretty good field position, but they got a couple downs to pick this up. Lee turns, puts it in the belly, pulls it out, pitches, tries to pitch late, but he is corralled. Well, that's number 7, Cody Smith.
He said his name a lot tonight. Lee was gonna pitch, but when Smith wrapped his arms around him, he just couldn't get it off.
So it'll bring up third down and 23.
No gain on the play.
Big hole for the Falcons.
Now Loranger's just hoping they can hold them here short of the first down, and they'll come out with pretty good field position here. And a good start to the second half for the Wolves. Man in motion. Lee drops the throw, throws it to the outside. We saw this pass earlier. It was intended for Bleakley, a little bit of contact.
Incidental.
But no flag on the play because the defender, number 4, Dede McGee, had his head turned around playing the football. So when you're doing that, there will be incidental contact, and there's no flag, and it will be fourth down.
St. Thomas needs to get a good punt off out of here.
Either way, Bickham stands at the 43, 42. Let's see them walk all the way up to the 40-yard line of St. Thomas. So even with a good kick and a fair catch, they're going to have great field position here.
It's Bleakley punting. It's the young man that scored for St. Thomas.
Once again, you got to watch that snap. Good snap again. Gets the kick away. This is a nice kick. Bickham's going to let it bounce. Now he picks it up off the hop at the 45 and knocked down at the 45. Looked like number 88 for St. Thomas on the coverage, Jared Stewart, a senior. But nevertheless, after scoring on the opening kickoff, Loranger has it at the St. Thomas 45 with all the momentum. So let's see if they can put something together here and try to get something going here. First half, just moved the football a lot, made a lot of mistakes, and a big out-of-bounds late hit call hurt them. Late in the first half, St. Thomas turned it into a touchdown and a 7-0 lead at the half. But running back the opening kickoff was Cody Smith. Made a couple plays on defense, and now they turn it over to the offense, and it will be Jake Ingraffia starting at quarterback for the second half. 3 backs in the backfield with Ingraffia, a little different formation than we've seen.
That's that pistol formation.
Hand off to the deep back, bounces outside. Turns the corner, picks up positive yards. And now we're going to get a flag.
It's Evan Johnson on the carry.
Now there was a referee right on that sideline call nothing that came from the official from the backside of the field there. Let's see the call. Personal foul against St. Thomas. So this will give them another big 15 yards on top of the play, and it'll be a first down.
Everything going Loranger's way at this point.
Ball will be at the 22-yard line where Loranger will have it. First down and 10. So all Loranger here early in the third quarter.
Evan Johnson, freshman, number 8. Trying to fill that role vacated by Miguel Tofield, another honorable mention All-State player from Loranger from last year.
And that really hurt him in that playoff game against Jennings with Tofield being hurt last year. Johnson once again bounces, but this time he bounced back and lost about 8 yards. We talked about that earlier. You can't make the big play on every play. There was no hole there. Good job by the defensive line of St. Thomas. And he bounced it outside this time on the second play and got dropped for an 8-yard loss. So it'll be second down and 18.
Loss of 9 on the play. Second down, 19.
Getting those instructions from the sideline.
Ingraffia turns. They're going to give it to James going around the left side. He breaks the tackle, cuts upfield to 25, down inside the 20, still on his feet, close to the first down. He's going to be very close to a first down on a great run. Pickup of 17 plus. We'll see if it was 18.
James just refusing to go down.
a great burst and broke a couple of tackles. See if they're going to have to bring it in for a measurement. They are.
Timeout for 8 injured.
They'll take a timeout while they measure. It looks to me, and I'm going to go ahead and guess this since Butch isn't speaking up, I think the eyesight's finally gone.
Butch says short.
I think he's a little bit short myself. I think he saw me thinking that he had telepathy there.
As I pointed out, Loranger will be playing Riverside. That'll be next week in Loranger. And St. Thomas will travel to Albany next week.
Short by about 6 inches. And we will be on the road in Ponchatoula at the Swamp where the A-Meet Warriors come to town, so it ought to be a good matchup down there.
Coach Alden Foster didn't like that not making the playoffs business last year, and we saw A-Meet later in the seasons really start to rebound. They had a big win against this Loranger team.
Well, they had a young quarterback that did really well for them, but from what I understand, the young man's not back this year, so they're going to have to replace him. A new quarterback for them, but A-Meet just removes every year.
They're hungry.
They had some close losses last year in some ball games.
Coach Foster said they just had a little trouble finishing. Couldn't finish games.
Handoff off the left side. I don't think he got it.
I don't think so
Once
either.
again, dancing too much instead of putting your head down and getting the first down. Good play there, I believe, by number 33 for the Falcons. That's Molar. We've called his name a lot tonight. So it's going to be 4th down and about a yard.
They're gonna, here comes Shalacy.
I can't believe they would kick a field goal here.
They'll call timeout.
And they're going to call timeout and think about it. 4th down and a yard. James comes on late. It will be Ingrappi at quarterback, so they change their mind on the formation. Stack in the middle of the line are the Falcons. Looking to throw, I can't believe it, and they throw a oh, he caught it, he took it away. Looked like it was an interception and the ball taken away.
Jalen
James, and right there, I didn't like the play call. Should have been an interception, but nevertheless, Loranger now takes the lead 13-7.
That was Cameron Dantzler on the coverage. He thought he had it, and James just took it away from him and then took it in for 6. That was a senior going against a sophomore, right?
Exactly what I was thinking there. Probably a little bit of difference in the strength there, and James just took it away. Reed in for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, good extra point, and the Wolves lead it 14-7.
Game has turned around.
The momentum has swung Loranger's way. It got away with one there on what looked like a drive-killing 4th down interception. Turns out to be the go-ahead score. And, looking at the game so far, Matt, you have to admit that even though that to us was a little bit of a break for them, what happened was the defense keeping St. Thomas pushed back and not giving them a first down or two gave them that great field position, and they capitalized. So give a lot of credit to the defense there, and Loranger's offense capitalizing late.
Yeah. Obviously, Wolves came out with a little bit more fire in their belly after halftime.
Well, you'll do that when you get yelled at for about 30 minutes at halftime. Tonight's game brought to you by Dixie RV Superstores, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Anthon Chiropractic Clinic, Lila Hogan Family Court Judge Candidate, Fast Lane Car Wash, Louisiana Ballroom Dancing, and Scott's Pharmacy. And, last season, Matt, we talked about the weight loss program you were on, and you had lost 30-something pounds, and here we are a year later, and you are where?
Same place. Haven't gained it back, but I haven't lost anymore. Actually, I lost a total of 54, and after Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that, I put about 16 back on.
So you're at about the 38-pound loss mark for a year.
Yeah, right at it and holding.
And, of course, a few weeks ago, I kind of started my own and looking svelte here tonight. I've dropped 13. Of course, I didn't have as much to lose as you did, so, that
yeah.
That's all right. But, trying to live healthy.
It's a lot more work for me.
Trying to live healthy here.
Well, we're no spring chickens anymore.
Speak for
and
yourself.
If we're going to run this show for years to come, we're going to have to stay healthy,
We got to outlive Butch. Keenan Curry on the kickoff. It's going to be fielded at the 15-yard line. Right up the middle is
Look out.
Haynes. He breaks to the
Look out.
outside. He's crossed the 40, 45, 50, inside
Big
Bull
return.
territory, down to the 47-yard line. Great return there by Ralph Haynes. But see the difference in Haynes, he just caught it and went straight up the field.
Haynes, another sophomore, and he looks like a load. He's a big boy.
He's a solid-looking young man down there for the Falcons, and all of a sudden there, they've dropped down by 7, but they come out with a big return.
Yeah.
Let's see if the offense can capitalize on it. We might have a ball game here after all.
And this is one of the things Coach White was talking about with a rash of injuries that St. Thomas had last year. A lot of the underclassmen were forced into service, so they got good experience last year. And you're seeing that out of some of these sophomores.
Handoff coming to the left side, tripped on his own feet back there in the backfield. That looked like number 31 on the carry was
Player down for
Bordock.
Loranger.
Jacob Bordock, a freshman, as the player's down on the field. We see him, Butch, but we're still talking here, so, you know.
Well, while we have a minute to talk, right here on this field last week, Southeastern had their opener against Southeast Missouri State. Big win for Coach Ron Roberts, 45-7. And we saw they had the new quarterback, the transfer from Oregon.
That they are really high on, but the trouble is this week after the big win, they traveled to TCU, who might be a tad upset after losing to LSU last week.
Only lost by 10 to LSU, but they felt like they could win that game, and they might take it out on Southeastern.
Well, you know, LSU with a 10-point victory, a lot of people were high on Mettenberg. He did have a lot of third down conversions. What I was suspect about is the fact they had such a bigger offensive line against TCU and they weren't able to run the football. Now, will Jeremy Hill make a difference? We don't know. We will see that in upcoming weeks, but
he will play this week.
And of course, you know, you're playing University of Cream Puff somebody this week if you're LSU. So
UAB,
yeah, get him some handoffs. Although didn't UAB beat LSU a couple years ago?
There was in the Saban era, LSU was coming off a triple overtime win against Tennessee. And Lola UAB comes in here and just commenced to whipping LSU's butt.
Would you call it the Saban era? Because I think we're in the Saban era right now.
The LSU Saban era.
Oh, okay. Because the 3 national championship in 4 years' time, I would consider that the Saban era in college football right now. Although Alabama not so impressive than their opening week victory. 2nd down and 14. Lee turns a little reverse. This is Bleakley. Gets to the outside.
He's got
turns
room.
the corner. Should have the first down.
He does.
And he does by about a half yard, but give a lot of credit. I want to get this number. I think it's Cody Smith again who chased him down from behind, and it is. And I tell you what, if he could have turned that corner, he'd have went a long, long way.
Yep, Cody Smith all over the field tonight. But back to Brian Bennett, the transfer to Southeastern from Oregon. He rushed for over 100 yards for Southeastern last year. First time that's been done here since 1977. Now, I wouldn't remember this, but maybe you would. Who might that have been? I tried to look it up today and could not find the answer.
Hand off the left side. Are you talking about a quarterback that rushed for 100 yards?
A quarterback for Southeastern that rushed for over 100 yards.
Honestly, do not remember. If you said the name, I'm sure I would remember it, but
I'll try to have that answer for you next week.
Not an aficionado on the school rules there, or the school records.
Lions did have over 300 yards of rushing in that game. Bennett rushed for over 103 touchdowns.
And, of course, you know, where he came from, Oregon trounced Nicholls State 66, I believe, to 3.
Yeah, something like that.
So he had to get out of there. He wouldn't have played at Oregon. Haynes off the right side, hit by about 3 Wolves, but he's close to the first down on that 3rd down carry. And I think it's going to probably have to be measured, but let's see if they give it to him or we have to measure. I think he's going to have it by the length of the football.
Coach White already with the offensive play. Whether he has it or not, they're ready to go.
Well, they're saying, well, now the head official is going to come in and look. And they're going to say he is short. And I'm on an angle from the sideline, but it looked like he should have it. But it's going to be inches. Haynes again off the right side. He'll have it this time as he's down to the 25-yard line. 5 minutes, 39 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Loranger up 14-7. They've scored 14 unanswered here in the 3rd quarter. But now St. Thomas has a first down and 10 at the 25-yard line. So they're getting in scoring territory. And we got an official's timeout.
Heat and humidity timeout.
First down and 10 from the 25. St. Thomas trying to get on the board here in the second half. Haynes going left, pressure in the backfield.
Nowhere.
He's hit and stopped, and a loss of 2 yards. Number 11 in there for Loranger, Justin Zanders. And also, looks like number 10,
Ralph Haynes on the carry.
Damon Abram. So it'll be second down and 13.
Ball 3 on the play. Second down, 13.
Third quarter winding down to 5 minutes.
A rapidly moving third quarter, but it's been all Loranger so far, and we're going to have a timeout by St. Thomas, their first of the half. It'll be second down and 13 after the timeout. Lee brings them to the line. Everybody in bunch formation. Turn. Rolling left, looking to throw. Got a man out there, pretty good coverage.
Intercepted?
Let's see the call, and it is intercepted.
That's
Number 4 for
D.D.
Loranger, D.D. McGee. And that was one of those that in the first half, Bleakley went up and took it away, but this time McGee made a play on the football. But they have Loranger backed up inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
McGee doing a good job. He timed his jump and had sense enough to get his feet. He tiptoed on that sideline to get him in.
So St. Thomas drives, gets it down to the 25-yard line, and then throws the pick. So Loranger, with 4:47 in the third quarter, they can control the ball and move it out. We'll have owned the third quarter. They lead it 14-7.
Now, if you're St. Thomas, you've got to make a stand here. Do not let Loranger out of this.
Well, not only do you have to make a stand, you got to pin them back deep so that you can come out with good field position. You can't give them 2 or 3 first downs and then hold them. That's just going to eat on that clock. Cody James gets the short pitch in the end zone, breaks a tackle
Almost
to get
a
out,
safety.
was almost a safety.
Fumble.
Let's see, the officials are digging down in the pile. St. Thomas
They
thinks
do.
they have it. And they do. What a huge turnover after a great job in the end zone of fighting to get out to avoid the safety. As it turns out, you'd have been better off giving them the safety, because now they're first and goal from the 1. If they can punch it in, we'll be looking at a tie game here. So a lot of action here. More turnovers. But you get one and you give it right back, and that's those things that kill coaches.
Well, that big defensive line for St. Thomas, averaging 6'2", 253, all sophomores on that defensive line. They got great penetration. They corralled James in the end zone. He was lucky to get it out.
Well, I can tell you, I've never understood or liked the play where the quarterback takes snap and turn and pitches it straight behind him. Going back and hand the football off, because he had to delay and wait for it to get there before he made his move. You want that quick hitter to get out there at the goal line.
Touchdown.
Lee off the right side, and I swear it looked like the right side fired off before the ball was snapped again, but no flag once again. So we are a point away from having a tie game here.
We saw a lot of botched extra points last year, Darryl, and so far the 2 kickers have been on point with these extra points.
Jacob Orlando in to try to tie it up for the Falcons. 4:27 to go. St. Thomas on the scoreboard here in the second half. And this one, I made somebody got a piece of it, but it got through, so we're tied at 14. So after going almost a full half without a score, in the last 10 minutes of this football game, we've had 4 touchdowns to kind of liven it up here, and we're tied, and we got a ball game here, folks.
Well, it's a good thing, too, because I think Butch was about to go to sleep. I thought I was going to have to man the camera.
Well, you know, it's one of those things that you sit around and you're waiting for something to happen, and these guys are starting to relax and just play their games now. But what a huge turn of events after you intercept the football at the 4-yard line to turn around and fumble it back at the 1 and give them the tying touchdown. So now the momentum has switched to the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons sideline.
Well, I guess if you could pick one negative out of McGee's interception is where he picked it off at, which pinned him deep. And in James's effort to get out of the end zone to avoid the safety, trying to get out of there. He fumbles.
Well, once again, you have the play call at the goal line where you're on the 4 and you turn and pitch it 4 yards deep in the end zone, and all of a sudden the penetration's there. A quarterback sneak would have been better. Anything, just a quick
punch
hitter.
it out.
Punch it out. Even if you got a punt, you don't give it to them at the goal line. But nevertheless, St. Thomas punched it in by Lee on the quarterback keeper off the right side, and we have tied it at 14. And right now, I would have to say it's a toss-up for the S&S player of the game. We've got a lot of football left, so we'll keep our eyes open.
I've got a few nominees.
You got a few knobby knees.
Not that too.
Oh, okay, just checking.
And getting worse.
You know, in football vernacular, you do fumble your words sometimes. So, you know, I had to make sure what you were talking about.
Vernacular.
It's a good word.
I like that word.
St. Thomas to kick it away.
Orlando.
And now it'll be Orlando to kick off. They were going with the directional kicking. Let's see. I mean, the squib kick, which they return. Let's see if they kick this one away. It's a pooch kick. Once again, it's Cody Smith. He doesn't fair catch it. He gets to the middle of the field. Got blockers out front. Good return. Out to the 50, across to 45, maybe to the 44-yard line. Those are the kicks you got to get a little higher because you want the guy to fair catch it. Well, they're giving it a chance to catch it and make a move, and a nice return of a short kick, and they're in business at the 44-yard line of St. Thomas.
And when you got an athlete like Cody Smith grabbing it and going.
Well, and I'm going to tell you something. In years past when I covered Hammond High, they went through a stretch there with Daryl Moore and a couple of these other guys that were kickers that it was commonplace for them to kick it out the end zone. So you never saw a lot of returns. And now with a lot of these teams that don't have the great kickers, they're trying the directional kicks, the pooch kicks, the squib kicks. This time maybe comes back to harm a little bit. And right
what
there,
you got here, yeah.
It looked like Alexander jumped across and made Loranger move, but I was wrong the last time. Let's see the call, but this one right down our line of sight.
Jake and Graffia very aggravated with this because he was calling for motion. He put his foot back trying to get whatever player it was supposed to go in motion. That player never moved. But in doing so, he drew St. Thomas off.
Alexander jumped offside, made the guard jump, and the flag goes against the Falcons, 5 yards for offside, so it'll be 1st and 5 from the 39. Pitch to the left, it's the freshman. Not much there, but this time at least he went forward.
Is that Bickham on the carry? Yeah. It's hard to tell the difference between 6 and 8 from up here.
I think it's Evan Johnson because he's in at running back. I haven't never really seen Bickham in the backfield like this.
Gain 3 on the play, 2nd down, 2.
Hard to tell though. So it will be 2nd down and 2.5. And Graffia under center, turns, pitches again. That's that same play they ran from the end zone, and once again,
that's going to be a penalty.
And
it's an interesting call because it wasn't a face mask. He had him around the neck.
And St. Thomas with a player down, so we'll let him check him out. And we'll take a break while they check on the injured player. So an incidental face mask call, penalty of 5 yards from the spot of the foul, and it's 2nd and inches. Pitch, this is going to be the...
In trouble.
In trouble. He gets away now. And that was Alexander who got him, let him go, got up, got him again, and a big, big loss. And that time maybe outthinked themselves. Maybe should have just ran it straight forward, picked up the 1st down. They had everything kind of going their way. Now it'll be 3rd down and 16.
That's Alexander limping, holding the back of that leg. They told him to go down.
Well,
that looks like a cramp.
And Bickham also coming off the field, so the 2 big boys coming off, cramping up.
Twin Towers.
Opening night last night of the NFL, Peyton Manning throws 7 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
And a game for the ages. And you know what was funny? I was watching TV today, and one of the Denver papers actually printed Elway throws 7 and win over Baltimore.
Are you kidding me?
That's amazing. They're only behind by like 20 years, but that's okay. So Denver kicks off the opening season. Now we're waiting on And the biggest matchup of the year for the Saints is always the Falcons, and they get it on the opening game.
Dirty Birds.
So the Dirty Birds come into town, and you know I'm sure there'll be some talk going on about them. And Coach,
haven't heard much out of Roddy White.
Coach Messina on the field, not happy about something.
Yeah, Peyton Manning throwing the 7 touchdowns. That's the most touchdown passes he's had in the game since he played the Saints. When Aaron Brooks was here, and he threw 5.
He's loaded at receiver.
That's
Throwing deep,
Bickham.
got a man open, but he underthrows it. Should have been picked off. So they put Bickham in at quarterback to throw it on third down. Had a receiver behind the defenders, but not enough arm to get it there. Once again, when you're not a quarterback, you wait till they get clear and open, then you don't have enough arm. Somebody as a good quarterback sees them getting the break and they put it up early. Nevertheless, they'll have to punt it away here. Well, actually, it looks like they're going for it on fourth down.
This might be one of those pooch kicks you were talking about.
Well, we talked about it earlier,
back deep,
but they went for it on 4th and 15 from this spot, and this is a pooch kick. Fair catch at the 20-yard line. So tie game, 2:53 to go here in the third quarter. St. Thomas will have it at the 20.5-yard line. So a lot of action there, and nothing comes out of it for the Wolves. Coach Messina really upset on that sideline. Not quite sure what he's mad about, but he was giving them the what for out on the field.
He was pointing and yelling pound signs and other stuff.
So first down and 10 with 2:53 to go here in the third quarter. And a rapidly moving third quarter all of a sudden came kind of to a halt there for a few minutes. We're starting to get a lot of cramps and timeouts and penalties.
You cramped up? I haven't cramped yet.
Your brain's cramped. Haynes on the handoff, picks up 5. It'll be second down and 5.
Gain of 5 on the play. Second down, 5.
And you know, I just left home today here. We have a new grandbaby in the household, and the baby was born at 7 pounds, and after a month he's at 11. So we might have a future lineman coming out there at my household. Handoff off the right side, gains a couple.
You're talking about Vladimir?
I gave him a new nickname, Vladimir. And his mother wanted to know why I called him Vladimir, and I said, just say the last name. That's what he's always doing. So needless to say, we'll leave that one alone. Third down and 1 from the 30-yard line.
You're in trouble.
I'm always in trouble. I live in trouble. I live for trouble. WSTY Game of the Week, Loranger St. Thomas tied at 14 late. Third quarter, we've got a 3rd and 2 from the 30-yard line. Handoff to Haynes, breaks a tackle, cuts back inside, breaks to the middle. He's got a step.
He may go.
He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. Caught at the 15, breaks the tackle, and scores.
They could not catch it.
A 70-yard touchdown run by Ralph Haynes.
Outstanding.
1:28 to go here in the third quarter, and St. Thomas takes the lead. So the blown opportunity by the Wolves when they had great field position, comebacks to bite them in the rear end, and St. Thomas takes the lead 20-14. Now they had a venture with the kick last time.
Big Ralph Haynes rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down the sideline.
Had just enough speed and skipped over the last tackler when he dove for the ankles. This time a good snap. Kick is
that
up,
was
and
blocked.
this is no good as somebody got a hand on it.
That's going to be number 8.
That is Evan Johnson, the freshman, got a hand on it. So a 6-point lead with 1:28 to go in the third quarter. It's St. Thomas taking back the lead. So it looked like Loranger, who came out and scored 14 in a row, and then St. Thomas turned around and came back and scored 13. So when it's all said and done, at the end of the third quarter, we had a 1-point difference. We were 7-0 at halftime, a 7-0 lead, and now there's a 6-point lead. A lot of back and forth action, pretty good ball game here on opening night of football season here on WSTY. We are at Strawberry Stadium.
Historic Strawberry Stadium.
Historic Strawberry Stadium. We were looking at a picture of Strawberry Stadium, a black and white photo of it back in the late 50s.
Sure looked different.
Well, I was talking to one of the guys who worked here, Dean Morgan, whose maintenance has been here 30-something years. Of course, I don't think he was back here in the 50s, but he kind of looks like he could be. And he was telling me he thought that Strawberry Stadium was built in 55. And, of course, my dad was the original school photographer here at Southeastern, was here for 20-something years, and trying to figure out if he took that photo or not.
Might have.
Bringing back some memories. I spent a lot of wonderful nights here watching Hammond High football and also Southeastern football in this stadium.
Toting your dad's equipment, climbing the pole and all that stuff.
Hard to believe that it's been 30 years since he passed away, but it's been a long time. But there's pictures all over the athletic department, the university center, all over town that he took. So every time I come here, I'm reminded of my days here and also my adventures when I actually went to school here.
It was a nice legacy for your dad.
We won't talk about the school years. Well, we can talk about everything but the academic part of it. How about that?
Now that could be a big missed extra point.
And they just kicked this one straight out of bounds and said, forget about it. They're not going to fair catch it. We'll give them the ball to you.
As you pointed out, this is a 6-point lead for the Falcons. Loranger scores and kicks an extra point. They take the lead, so that extra point could loom large later on this game.
Well, extra points are always large, and we've seen teams in the past, some of the Kentwoods, the A-Meets that had really good teams but didn't have a kicker, had to go for it on 2 for every time. And I'm just going to say this. St. Thomas, great soccer program. You got to have somebody who can kick the ball. But that time, not necessarily the kicker's fault because he got rushed and they got it blocked. So they're going to back them up 5, make them kick it again. And I like that call by Coach Messina. You've had 2 pretty good run backs by Cody Smith. Make them kick it again. Don't give them the opportunity just to kick it out of bounds.
Well, I know that the kicker for Loranger, Carson Reed, the freshman, he did come over from the soccer team. That's where Coach Messina went and found him. And for a freshman to step into the varsity and kick.
Well, I mean, hey, I saw Necessary Roughness, the movie. They went to the girls' soccer team, got a kicker. You know it can be done.
Whatever works.
Scott Bakula, trivia here. And Sinbad.
Sinbad in that?
Yes, sir. He was the professor who had 1 year of eligibility left, and they brought him out to play. And remember, he doesn't eat meat. He's a vegetarian. This time they kick it off, going to be fielded at about the 27. Coming up the field is Bickham. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. Got a wall out front. Across the 50. Turns the corner at the 40. And nailed by the kicker. A touchdown saving tackle by Jacob Orlando. But they run it back all the way to the 30. So Coach Messina with the wise choice making them kick it.
Well, you know vegetarian's an Indian word. It means bad hunter.
You are a wealth of useless knowledge. I will give you that. 1:15 to go here in the third quarter. 20-14 your score, Falcons. But the Wolves in business at the 31-yard line with a first down and 10 after another good run back. Special teams have been huge for these Wolves tonight.
And it's been those kicks, those little pooch kicks, and the Loranger players taking it across the field and getting daylight over there on the far side.
Shalacy in at quarterback, gets a handoff to James, and the defensive line for St. Thomas is getting a ton of penetration. But this time,
look at this.
Look at the offensive line of the Wolves that just pushed the pile forward. Let's see where they're going to mark it. I believe it's the 32-yard line, so a gain of 4.
But you're right. I mean, St. Thomas was in on Blaze Shalacy almost before he turned around to hand the ball off.
They've almost got to get to the outside here, but a lot of pressure up the middle there. Shalacy stays in at quarterback.
Under a minute now in the third quarter.
Looking to throw pressure right up the middle. Swings it to the outside. That's Johnson. Tackle made there by number 1, Magliola. Gain of about 5. It'll bring up third down and 1.
And credit Shalacy. He's got to feel that pressure coming, and he's standing strong in the pocket and delivering the ball.
Loranger in a little bit of a hurry up now. They do not have to snap this. They can run it down to the third quarter, and now we got a player down for St. Thomas. So we'll take a quick timeout.
Magliola.
So they put 5 seconds back on the clock. Loranger will have 1 play here. Let's see if they start the clock. So they do. They've started it now. So they've got to get the snap off. 2-1. And I don't know. The snap's off. The play's going. Across the middle is Shalacy. That's James. Inside the 15, down to the 10. Carrying tackle is down to the 5-yard line when we start the fourth quarter. The Wolves trailing by 6 will have first and goal from the 5-yard line. 20-14 your score. St. Thomas on top.
4 fingers in the air.
Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs. Yeah, well, things happen. Well, you know, we missed that play there when St. Thomas jumped off sides because Butch never told us the camera was running, so we were waiting on him to get it. Never gave us the go signal,
Never gave us the whirly bird, man.
Nevertheless, St. Thomas jumps off sides, so it'll be first and goal from the 2.5 yard line.
I just thought Butch was going to take over the play calling.
Well, maybe it was. So first and goal. Amazingly, they're going from the shotgun from the 2.5. Quick handoff and read perfectly by number 53, Colin Lee, and drops him for about a 4-yard loss. And, you know, neither team just seems to have any confidence in that quick hit and power game. And against this defensive line for St. Thomas, it's like Coach Mazzei saying, hey, we can't overpower them. We got to either trick them or outspeed them. But didn't work that time, and another player down.
That was in Graffia coming on speed play, wasn't it? There's the whirly bird.
The big whirly bird here on second down and goal. Shalacy from the shotgun. Pressure right up the middle. Alexander fumble. Flag down. Ball still loose. St. Thomas with a shot at it, and the big lineman's going to come up with it all the way out to the 38-yard line.
When Alexander busted through, I think the lineman just tried to hang on. I think you're going to get holding.
They just can't block him right now.
No. 6'4", 300-pound Alexander.
And number 57 for St. Thomas, Reed Travis, busts through the line and picks up the loose ball and gives St. Thomas the football. What it looked like, once again, you take one of those plays on the goal line and you don't go forward, you go backwards. Now you got to make a bigger play, and they made another turnover. So turnovers killing the Wolves tonight.
Lacey had no chance there. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about they were on the doorstep of scoring and an extra point away from taking the lead in this game. Now you turn the ball over. St. Thomas in pretty good field position.
Well, and now Alexander's going to come in on offense. What I don't understand is, you know that they're killing you straight up the middle. I know it cuts it down to half the field. If you're going to throw, you almost got to roll him out to get him away from the pressure.
Yeah.
Because nobody's been able to block Alexander, who is now in
at
running back. With Haynes. Let's see if they kind of run this ball to this side with Haynes follow behind him.
Looks like they jumped. They called it.
They finally called it as St. Thomas.
We've been seeing that the whole game.
Has been getting away with it the whole night, but they get them this time, and it'll be a false start. Legal procedure call, back them up 5.
Alexander will come off now. I guess they were
going to hand Haynes and let him follow the big man through the hole.
It'll be
so first down and 15 now. Ball backed up to the 32-yard line. 11 minutes, 27 to go in the fourth quarter. The Falcons with a 20-14 lead over Loranger. Lee hands the ball off the left side. That's going nowhere. Number 35 for Loranger on the play. Carter LeBlanc, a sophomore linebacker.
Stop made by number 35, Carter LeBlanc.
And that play had no
It
chance.
was going nowhere.
They called his forward progress stopped at the 27, even though he was pushed back all the way to the 15.
Yeah.
So it's second down and about 21. Inside handoff, straight up the middle, out to the 30-yard line.
Is that Haynes back in? Nope. Yeah.
Ralph
Haynes on the carry. Picks up about 3.
Ball spotted at the 30.
It'll be third down and 18 for the Falcons.
Third down.
Clock ticking, under 10.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. And what has been a back and forth game here with a lot of mistakes and a lot of turnovers and
A lot of cramps.
a lot of cramps and a lot of penalties, but still a real close game here in the fourth quarter. Lee dropping the throw, rolling right, got a man out there. Can he get it away as he's pressured by the Wolves? Breaks away, looking to throw over middle, intended for Bleakley, but underthrown as he was on the move. Wouldn't have had the first down anyway, and St. Thomas will be forced to punt. So the Wolves defense comes up big on that series.
Bordock also in the area where that ball was thrown.
Bordock, quite a baseball player, but out here playing football.
St. Thomas trying to hang on here and snap Loranger's 3-game winning streak against them.
Blakely is the punt for the Falcons.
Bickham stands at his own 42-yard line awaiting the punt. Another good snap. This is a high wobbly kick. It's going to hit and take a Loranger bounce out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So the Wolves get it back at their own 45. Good field position. 9:49 to go here. St. Thomas up 20-14. Once again, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Scott's Pharmacy, Fast Lane Car Wash, Lila Hogan, candidate for a family court judge, Anthon's Chiropractic Clinic, Bill Hood Automotive Group, Dixie RV Superstores, and Louisiana Ballroom Dancing. And we were trying to get them throwing some free lessons for you, Matt, because I've seen your moves out on the floor and leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, that's where Butch dances, right? So I just get lessons from Butch.
Handoff off the right side, no gain. Actually, Butch dances up at the Recreation Center where I work. We have seniors line dancing.
Oh, okay.
Number 28, Cody James on the carry.
It was real scary one day when he showed up in the white suit like John Travolta, and I don't know what he was doing.
Did he strike the pose?
He just did a second ago. You weren't watching.
No, I was watching football.
Second down and 9:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. Another player down with cramps, and we'll take a short break. James goes out of the game with cramps, so this will be in Graffy off the right side. Cuts to the outside. He's going to pick up about 5. He'll be short of the first down. Ball to the 47-yard line of St. Thomas. So Ingraffia definitely the more mobile of the two quarterbacks. Scalise showing a propensity for the pass, but the way that St. Thomas has been just killing the middle of this offensive line, getting pressure up the middle, he's not going to have a chance to throw the ball. So Coach Messina's got to find another way to get some yardage. 9:24 to go here. They've got a 3rd and 3.
And I think Coach Tommy Bolton's onto that when he sees Ingraffia in the game.
Well, there goes Ingraffia again. Turns the corner up the sideline, 35-30, and out of bounds at the 30 actually, and they'll give him a first down. So Ingraffia showing a lot of quickness here in the fourth quarter.
Tommy Bolton knows that Ingraffia can do that to you, and when he sees 15, Blaise Lacey come in the game, he's probably going to go back and pass the football, and St. Thomas just pins their ears back and blows through the line.
Well, either that or he's going to hand off to run. He's not going to really be much of a threat running the football himself.
We've seen Lacey in there a few times where as soon as he gets back set, they're all over it.
Inside handout. No, actually faked it inside and runs to keeper again. Picks up 10, another first down. And
tell you what,
once again, Sammy's found something on that right side over there.
Blocking, doing a good job over there on the right side of the line. And this has been the Ingraffia show.
Another Falcon over there reaching down, pulling on his toe with cramps. Looks like Magliola again, but he's staying in the football game. And Loranger wisely quickly to the line. First down and 10 from the 19. Low snap, and Graffia rolls right. They're going to pick him up this time, and a nice play over there by number 4, Cameron Dantzler. This time he just keyed and waited for Graffia to step out the pocket and came up and made a play on him.
It looks like Sammy took a page out of what you were saying out of Oscar Lofton's book. Just keep running that same play. St. Thomas finally stopped it.
2nd and 11. This time he fakes inside. They're going to try it again. Puts his head down, carrying people down inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. It will be 3rd down. Let's call it a long 4. And there is another player down. It looks like that could be Alexander down. We'll take a break.
Gain of 6.
Alexander comes off the field with cramps, so missing out of the middle of that defensive line. Let's see what they do on 3rd down and 5, and they're going to go right up the middle. Once again, it is no, it's a quarterback keeper once again by Graffia off the right side. He put it in Bickham's belly and pulled it back out and kept it, and they're inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 7.
Looked like it was going to be a busted play. They kind of collided there.
Ball spotted at the 7-yard line. 1st down, goal, Wolves.
And looks like we got a whistle and a timeout by Loranger.
Timeout, Wolves. Falcon fans, be sure and save the date. SBA's annual Monster Bag.
Do you?
1st down and goal. Offset line, and Graffia off the left side picks up a couple. Odd formation. The center had one guard to the left of him and everybody else to the right side, and Graffia just takes it on the keeper off the left side, picks up a couple. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
2nd down, goal.
Same formation. Once again, right behind his center. And what they're trying to do is neutralize the big men in the middle. He gains a couple. Graffia kept fighting and ended up in the end zone, but they had called him down at about the 2-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and goal.
And they're just trying to push straight ahead.
Now they bring 2 men to the left side. Graffia gets a play from the sideline. Now he'll drop back in shotgun. Graffia rolls to the right. He's going to be close. Dives.
He's got it.
Touchdown. Was waiting for the call from the official. He was looking for the ball, make sure it was still in his hands. And so basically that was all in Graffia on that drive, and he ends up torching him on the right side for the touchdown. And we're tied at 20, awaiting the point after to take the lead.
Big extra point here.
Number 19 for Loranger, Carson Reed.
This is the freshman
with a chance to give
the soccer player
Loranger a 1-point advantage with 6:59 to go here in the 4th quarter. Snaps down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good. They call the play dead.
Ron's clapping. It must be going against St. Thomas.
Offsides.
Offside. Call against the Falcons.
Let's see, because
then the referee just signaled good.
Well, they never signal good in the end zone, but but if they could go ahead with the play, I think they're going to have to take the 1 yard and kick it again, because they blew the play dead. And both officials in the back of the end zone crossed their arms and uncrossed them as if it was no good.
Yeah, they were blowing the play dead.
Right. So once again, it'll be Reed, so that penalty of no significance. Got this one up and over at the end and through, and they have a 1-point lead with a tick under 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. It is Loranger 21, St. Thomas 20. A good old-fashioned barn burner here at Strawberry Stadium on the initial game of the week for WSTY. It is St. Thomas Loranger. I am the big dog, Darrell Smith, along with the round mound of sound, Matt Greer.
This is our kickoff classic.
Our kickoff classic. That's what we're calling it these days.
I don't know. Sounds good.
Okay. Glad you just came up with that.
I don't think that's ever been used before.
Nah, probably not. Pigskin Classic. Nothing like that's ever come up with.
These things just come to me.
Well, like I said once before tonight, a wealth of useless knowledge you are.
A plethora.
So 21-20 your score. Loranger in the lead. They'll have to kick it away here, so that all comes down to the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter.
And I tell you, Doug, we're sandwiched between the Loranger coaching staff and the St. Thomas coaching staff. And these guys look pretty intense, don't they?
Well, it's eerily quiet, though.
Yeah, they were pounding on tables in the first half.
And right now they know that this one's anyone's ball game. Keenan Curry to kick it off for the Wolves. Curry has been kicking these balls toward the sideline at about the 20-yard line. Same exact thing. This one's going to be at the hash marks, fielded by Haynes. Comes up the hash toward the middle of the field, breaks a tackle, and he will get it out to the 30, and that'll be it. And St. Thomas will have it. First down and 10, 6:51 to go in the fourth quarter, trailing by 1. So it really has been a tale of two halves. You had a ton of turnovers in the first half, a lot of mistakes and no scoring in the second half. Not as many turnovers, a lot of offense and some scoring here. And it is 21-20.
Definitely turned into an entertaining ball game.
Well, you know, we pick these games at the beginning of the season. We always try to get good, even matchups and pray for a good ball game so we have something to talk about, so we don't just have to hear ourselves banter about between ourselves.
Right.
Although drops back to throw. Got time. Got a man going deep. It's Bleakley.
He's there.
And there's a flag down, and that could be offensive push-off. Let's wait and see.
I know our listeners like to hear us banter. We got some pretty good
Looks
stuff.
like he's going to call holding against Loranger. And that is the call, so that'll be a 10-yard penalty and a first down for St. Thomas.
Well, Bleakley came down this sideline. He stutter-stepped around the 50-yard line and then broke it open again. And the Loranger defender had no choice but to grab on.
Well, it didn't look like, you know, Loranger had a big hold on him, and the flag didn't come out then. It come out after he had separation, so that's why I thought it could have been offensive. But nevertheless, it goes in the favor of St. Thomas. They're out to the 40 and a first down. 6:44 to go. Loranger trying to strike big on that play now. Bleakley has made some big plays for this offense tonight. Definitely one of our candidates for the S&S Sports Center Player of the Game. Haynes off the right side, another one of those candidates. He picks up 3.
Haynes has been the workhorse.
And as we did last season, we picked a player of the game for each week. And at the end of the season, we had a little award show there and gave out awards to our players of the year for different categories.
Went over well. Our player of the year came from Loranger, Jarrell Brazil, who's off at LSU now. It seemed like the kids really enjoyed it.
Well, and our hats off to S&S Sports Center for sponsoring our player of the game and doing the banquet last year for the kids. So looking forward maybe to having it again this season. Will be our second annual. Lee rolling right, being pressured. Got Haynes wide open, blocker out front. And right there, you got to give all the credit in the world to number 11, Justin Zanders. If he doesn't slow that play down and allow, he beat the one blocker out front. If he gets blocked there, that one goes for a huge gainer. Nevertheless, it's close to a first down.
He didn't allow Haynes to get that head of steam. Haynes secured the catch, turned around, and before he could really get going, he got held up.
Yeah, Zanders played off the one block out front, which allowed the defenders to catch up. He didn't make the play.
Another timeout?
We have a timeout on the field. Third down and a half a yard at midfield. And that time, the defender, number 27 for Loranger, Dylan Vaughn, as soon as he saw them right guard shoot off, he split the gap. And maybe it's because the quarterback's hesitating a second. It just looked like they've been moving quickly. Well, he read it, jumped the gap, and dropped him for a yard loss and forces a 4th down situation. Great job there by Dylan Vaughn.
Read it, reacted.
So 4th down and a yard and a half to go. They've got to reach the 50-yard line for the 1st down.
We've just went under 5 minutes left to go in this game.
And St. Thomas will take a timeout to think about it.
They leave them with 1, or is that all of them?
Timeout. Falcons.
4th down and a yard and a
Big
half. Play of the ball game. Lee drops back. Blitz
Pressure.
coming in his face.
That's a fumble.
Incomplete. The ball's on the ground. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Loranger's going to have it. And a great play call by the Loranger staff, bringing the corner blitz. And I don't know who the young man was, but he got there quickly.
That was D.D. McGee.
And we've got a player down. Now he'll get up. One of the big men down there on the bottom pile fighting for the ball.
D.D. McGee blowing off the end right there.
So now with 444s on the clock, Loranger gets the football back. 35, 34-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10, and they now just need to run some clock. So let's see if St. Thomas adjusts to Ingraffia running the football. And if you're Loranger, you just got to pick up a couple 1st downs. St. Thomas down to 1 timeout, so you want to keep the ball in play and keep it moving. That same formation, 1 player to the left of center. He's going to run right. It is Ingraffia. Gets hit around the head, picks up positive yards, stays in bounds.
And protecting the football.
Ever the big key, especially after last year. We saw a meet in the same situation, trying to run out the clock, and the quarterback fighting for extra yards and gets it taken away by Independence and run back for the winning touchdown with only moments remaining in the game.
That was brutal for Amy.
And that's probably the reason Amy did not make the playoffs.
Yep.
Now, if you talk to certain people, they'll say the whistle should have blown, forward progress had been stopped, but you played till the whistle blows.
That's right, that's right. And Coach Corona's players did that.
Hand off to James.
Look
Cuts
out.
through, touchdown.
Bye-bye. Adios.
And right there, concentrating so much on Ingraffia, James able to cut through on the handoff. He finally left it in there for once and takes it to the house. And a 7-point lead for the Wolves. Once again, a big extra point here.
Yep, because this would push it
To 8, where St. Thomas would have to score and get a 2-point conversion. A jubilant Loranger sideline right now.
And I just saw the wind come out of a lot of the sails on these Falcons.
Reed up, kicks up, and another one right down the middle, and they take a 8-point lead. Loranger up 28-20 over St. Thomas. Once again, number 42, Curry, to kick it away for the Wolves, and he has done a pretty good job of putting it exactly where Coach Messina wants it, on that 20-yard line. Here it is once again. This one a little shorter, going to be fielded at 25 on the run by Haynes. Haynes breaks out, gets it out, and he'll be knocked down at about the 38-yard line, maybe the 39. We'll await the spot. So St. Thomas, with 3:44 to go, trailing by 8, gets the football. It will be marked down at the 39-yard line, so 61 yards away from a chance to tie it in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Lee comes back out on the field for the Falcons.
Going to need the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
Dylan Lee, a senior quarterback, so he's not like his first rodeo here late in the football game. Lee dropping the throw, came with the corner blitz again. This time they send Bleakley out, makes a catch at the 50, turns the corner, run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Another big catch by Bleakley.
20-yard pitch and catch right there.
And right there, good job by St. Thomas. They realized that they were going to bring the corner blitz from this side, and they set the receiver out in the area that was vacated by him. caught the ball in front of the safety and able to beat him to the corner. Big pickup. They're down to the 41 of Loranger. 3:36 to go as clock has stopped when they went out of bounds.
Not much time came off there.
Lee again, corner bits again, same play, but this time he throws it behind Blakely. Excuse me.
Yeah, pressure. There was pressure that time.
Well, they're bringing Damon Abram off that corner, and he's real fast, so this time he was able to get there quick enough to force the throw early, and he threw it behind Blakely. The play before didn't get there quick enough, and they got a big gainer. 2nd down and 10. Lee drops back, plenty of time this time, throwing it to the outside to Blakely, pitch and catch, 9-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Drop down inbound so the clock will continue to tick.
Blakely lining up in the backfield and just flaring out to each side.
With a player limping, they need to get him off the field. They don't want to have an injury timeout here, and they will get him off the field. Looks like Abram.
That's the one that's been blitzing.
Well, they bring James in, who's also had cramps, to play that corner. Clock ticking now, under 3 minutes to go. 3rd down and let's call it 1.5 yards. Officials timeout. They wanted to make sure that Abrams got all the way off the field before he went down, and he did. And right now, if you're St. Thomas, you just need to get that 1st down. Clock ticking, 2:50 and counting. Hand the ball to Haynes off the right side. He'll pick up the 1st down. That'll stop the clock while they move the chains at 2:41.
Lee over here on the sideline getting his instructions.
Like you said, senior quarterback, a veteran quarterback, knows the drill. Plenty of time left here. Ball at the 30-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Well, the Loranger coaches were singing his praises at halftime. They said this Lee kid is the real deal.
2:41 to go here.
Pressure.
Breaks a tackle in the backfield, but he's going to get knocked down and out of bounds. That was number 5, James Cox, on the carry. Loss of a couple, but luckily for them, he got knocked out of bounds to stop the clock at 2:32. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Tried to catch him napping there. Came on a little bit of a misdirection play here, trying to get to the outside and turn the corner, but nothing there for him. Wolves defense doing a good job.
Here we go, 2nd down.
2nd and 13. 4 receiver set. Lee drops, no pressure. Finally, late pressure up the middle. Got a man wide open, but the ball hung up. Almost picked off. Lee couldn't follow through as he got somebody in his face late.
That was the senior Jared Stewart out there. He was open, but Lee got too much air under that ball.
Well, and McGee made up some ground late and was able to knock it down and actually had a good chance at intercepting it. It will be 3rd down and 13. But that late pressure in the face of Lee couldn't follow through and get anything on the ball. It hung up too long, and D.D. McGee was able to get over there and break it up.
On this 3rd down, you're gonna have to get some positive yards. At least give yourself a chance on 4th down to pick this up.
And a lot of these defensive backs for Blakely down the sideline. Made the catch, but I believe he was out of bounds. No catch. But I was about to say, a lot of these defensive backs back there kind of cramping up and limping, so they're trying to take advantage now to bring up the play of the ball game. 4th down and 13. They must reach the 20-yard line for the 1st down.
4th down, 13.
Only 1 timeout left for St. Thomas.
Yeah, it's do or die here. I do not think they would be able to stop the clock enough.
Again, Blakely making a great catch, but was well out of bounds when he hauled it in. Loranger faithful getting loud across the way.
Dropping back, looking to throw. Mass protection, throws it up into coverage. And incomplete, and Loranger with 2:10 to go and an 8-point lead will have the football.
Cox, the intended receiver on that play, and Dillon throws it into triple coverage. The percentages were not in your favor there.
That offset line again to the right side. This time It is Ingraffia, but he's dropped back deep by number 33, Molaire.
Clock continues to run. Coach White's going to hang on to that timeout.
Probably try to do that on third down now. I don't know, without the play clock, we don't know how much time, but they probably can bring this down to near 1:35 before they have to snap the football. And once again, having a senior quarterback in the form of Jake Ingraffia should be able to bring that clock as far down as he needs to. Ingraffia again off the right side, turns the corner, cuts upfield, wisely stays in bounds, and he's going to have the first down, and that's going to salt away this football game.
Very smart. He saw that sideline and turned it back in.
Actually, he's marked down about a yard shy. Looked like he had it. I think the out of bounds guy with the he moved on us there.
That's exactly what happened. He was getting out of the way. That was self-preservation.
Now this is the play that if they don't pick up the first down, where he'll use a timeout to try to save some time.
Going down under a minute now.
Ingraffia, and once again there's Alexander, but he got out of tackle, cuts inside, picks up the first down, and that will salt it away for Loranger. The big man, Edwin Alexander, had the shot in the backfield.
He did.
He's played his heart out tonight, but unable to bring down Ingraffia, and that will be the victory for the Wolves tonight in a tough-fought ball game here. They lead at 28-20. Should be able to run this one out.
And you can tell by Alexander's body language. He knows it. He could have given St. Thomas a chance right there.
Coach Messina calls his squad to the sideline and says, look, victory formation, guys.
That's right. And, you know, Daryl, I have to give ourselves some credit here because, you know, after that first half, 7-0, a lot of sloppiness and turn. You know, people were saying that maybe they shouldn't have picked this game to cover, and then look what happened.
Well, and they also were saying, hey, sloppy game, but what a tight broadcast. I mean, it was right on point, on cue.
That's right.
As always.
And you're going to get more of it, folks.
Now,
we got 9 more of these.
And, you know, you might have missed a shot with the camera here and there because of the, you know, the aging cameraman, but I guarantee you the audio part of it was excellent.
Absolutely.
Clock stopped, 20 seconds go, get a backfield in motion charge, they back it up. Once again, this should be victory formation. I don't know why they were in the shotgun.
So it's about that time, huh?
He's going to kneel down. Yes, we have to pick the SNS Sports Center player of the game. Couple of guys.
I'm split, I tell you.
A couple of guys for Loranger. Let's talk about Cody Smith, the big kickoff return. A lot of plays on defense.
He was all over the field tonight.
James ran well, and also Jake Ingraffia took over the game in the fourth quarter and secured the victory. I'm going to lean toward, I know Cody Smith had a great game and a big play, but Ingraffia taking the game over when they needed to move the football and did a lot of it on his own. I vote for Jake Ingraffia.
I have to agree because he just took it over. Those runs off the right side of that line just got it done.
And especially when they knew it was coming, and the big one that he broke the play to give them the first down to secure the game. So our SNS Sports Center player of the game is senior quarterback Jake Ingraffia of the Loranger Wolves, as the Loranger Wolves have come to Strawberry Stadium and knocked off the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons.
Fourth time in a row.
28-20. So our initial broadcast for the WSTY Game of the Week was a great football game. Look forward to seeing you next week as we're down the road at Ponchatoula with the A-Beat Warriors coming to town. So for our cameraman, the immortal one, Mr. Butch Lee, and my partner here next to me, the slender round mound of sound, Mr. Matt Greer, this is the big dog, Daryl Smith, saying we will bark at you next week. Injured on the field, hurt on the job, been in a car accident? The doctors at Anthon's Chiropractic Care will help you get back to pre-injury performance level. With treatments including chiropractic adjustments, physical therapy, and massage therapy, you will quickly begin seeing results. Anthon's even schedules Saturday appointments to ensure that your treatment will not interfere with your schedule. So give them a call at 985-542-1640 to schedule your appointment, or stop by their downtown location in Hammond across from the Columbia Theater. That's Anthon's Chiropractic Care for all your chiropractic needs.